Friends, welcome. 4 Men Mastery Day 4. At this point, we have a clear structure for our day. We have a powerful start with our morning routine, a great finish with our evening routine, and a solid foundation for energy and health. This foundation is our workouts and nutrition throughout the day. Right now, our 24 hours are optimized really well, but they're missing one thing. The one thing that will make sure that all the remaining time inside the time we've ensured we'll be energetic for is used well. We're charged up so we can do the thing that will move our life forward. We need to make sure that this exact time throughout the whole day is used as productively as possible so that it makes us happy, makes us successful, and makes our lives meaningful. That's exactly what we're talking about today. When it comes to a system that will help you be productive throughout the day, get the important things done and move your life forward. My personal approach, friends, and the approach of a huge number of successful people comes down to one thing. The simpler this system is, the more likely you are to use it, and the more likely it is to bring you results. Because if we imagine hypothetically that there exists some kind of super perfect, incredibly advanced productivity system, and if you implement it, figure it out, learn how it works, and adapt it to yourself, you will achieve 100% productivity in your life. You have to find it somewhere out there, understand it, break it down, tailor it to yourself, and discard what's unnecessary. And all of this in combination exists somewhere out there incredibly. Or maybe you have it, or there is a productivity system available to you today, here and now, which you can start using from today, and it will bring you an extra 75% productivity. So when we have these two options today, I suggest you go with the one that guarantees you right here and now an extra 80% productivity. That's why today, friends, we're going to look at the simplest tool that will take your productivity to a new level if you haven't implemented it yet. Plus, we'll go over how to implement it so that it really brings you great results starting today and tomorrow. Welcome, friends. A daily plan or a to-do list, the simplest tool used by millionaires and billionaires to be successful and productive. And now is the perfect time to start using it. So, let's get started, friends. Why do we need it? Let's break it down. I've written out 3 points. Number 1, you know what you want to do. It's simple. In the morning, you wake up and you don't get swept up in the flow of what others want from you, what people ask of you, or what's being suggested to you in your feed on YouTube and so on. You don't live by someone else's rules. You know what you want to do. You know where you want to take your life. No one is explaining things to you and no one is entertaining you. That's number 1, friends. Number 2, it's a free mind. When you have written down what you want to do, you don't need to keep it in your head. You don't need to think about it, memorize it, or try to recall it. Wait, what was it that I wanted? And what did I want yesterday? There was something there. There was. All these thoughts get in the way of your productivity. They prevent you from being creative throughout the day. That's why having a free mind is a huge advantage of having a to-do list of things you need to finish today. That's number 2, friends. Number 3, there is a sense of completion. You are not just jumping from one thing to another. And at the end, you can't even tell what you actually did, what you didn't do, or what you accomplished. You know exactly what you did, what you accomplished. You cross it off. You understand. You see your progress. You see what you've done. It's clear to you. Okay, this is crossed off. This is done. This needs to be moved to the next day. Let's go. Let's get to work. You have that sense of completion. And number 4, you do what's important. If you don't have a to-do list, you wake up and whatever first comes to your mind, that's what you start doing. You end up doing a series of tasks that in reality don't move your life forward at all. At the end of the day, you think, man, what did I even do? I guess I cleaned up a bit here and there. You paid a bill here, called someone there, got invited somewhere, went and met up, and in the end, your energy is completely drained. But if you have a to-do list, you immediately mark what's important, and you start working on what really matters. And at the end, you don't have to wonder, so, what did I even do today? Today, you know you did what was important, you have tons of energy, and you are ready to wake up and keep moving forward. Here are the 4 main points I've highlighted. Of course, this list could go on. There is even more energy, because you see how tasks are getting crossed off your list. Basically, you become much more productive, and there is less chance of getting distracted because you finish one task, you see the next one, then the third one, It's not like a random task pops into your head and you just do it and then you are done and think, well, now it's time to relax for the rest of the day, and you end up getting distracted on YouTube. You end up watching video after video, wasting the whole day, and then you think, I wanted to do this and that, but you don't get to it. Instead, you keep moving from one task to the next, so you can keep adding to your list, but the main idea remains. We get it. You are more productive. You work on what you want, on what's important to you. Now, let's break down how to actually implement a to-do list that will really work in your life. Let's get started, friends. Here is how we create our list. Step 1. Write your to-do list the night before. It's been proven that when you write your to-do list in the evening, when you wake up in the morning, your brain has already been working and thinking about it overnight. How are you going to tackle these tasks? That's why you might even wake up with some fresh ideas for how to accomplish these tasks. Plus, when you wake up, you know what's waiting for you. You know what kind of day you have ahead of you, and you won't need to sit and wonder in the morning, did I forget anything yesterday? During the day you were working, you had ideas, you had thoughts. Make sure to jot them down in the evening, and when a new day starts, you wake up and you know where you are headed, what you want to achieve. That's number 1. Write your to-do list the night before. Number 2. This is very important. Pick out the single most important task that you absolutely have to complete. The idea is, if out of these 10 tasks I could only do one, which one would move my life forward the most? What would that task be? Because by picking out this one important task from your list, you automatically split your list according to the 80-20ths rule. That is, 20% of the work brings 80% of the results, success, and progress. So if you focus on doing those key 20% of task every day, by making sure you complete that one main task, then in the end, you'll achieve at least 80% of the results. That's why it's so important to identify that one crucial main task that will move you forward. Next, number 3. Set aside a specific time block for this task. It's very important. Not just thinking, okay, I'll get to it at some point, I'll try to finish it tomorrow. No, you allocate a concrete time block during which you'll work on this task. For example, from 6 o'clock to 10, or from 10 to 2, or if this task is going to be done after your main job. For example, from 7 to 9, you set aside a specific time block during which you'll complete this task. And then, the 4th point which reinforces it. The 3rd point is to remove all distractions that could interfere with you during this time block. Because effectiveness isn't about the number of tasks you've written down that you want to do. Effectiveness is about how many tasks you complete, how many tasks you finish, the more important tasks you finish in a given period of time. In our case, that period is 1 day. The more important task you close out and finish in a single day, the faster your life will move in the direction of your desires, your dreams. That's why by eliminating all distractions that could interfere with you during this time block, you focus on your important task and immerse yourself in a mode of deep work. You don't just think, okay, I'll sit down here, I'll start working now. 5 minutes later, your wife or girlfriend comes in, or the kids run in and start distracting you. Then someone else interrupts you. A video pops up. YouTube distracts you. Something else comes up. The IKEA delivery arrives. And it seems like you sat down to work. You worked and worked, but in the end, damn, you got nothing done. So friends, how do you avoid this? Remove all distractions. Turn off your phone and disable notifications. Make sure you are in a place where you won't be distracted. Start and finish the task. Because the level of productivity, the flow of creative ideas that come during this deep work, that level, my friends, is unmatched. And that's why it's so important to eliminate distractions during this time block. Why do we have just one task? Why not 2? Why not 3? You can do 3 if you want. But if you have even 2 tasks, your mind starts to wander. Okay, what should I actually do? What should I focus on? That's a bad question. When we make a to-do list, we should write it in such a way that we have no doubts about what to do, so that we have a clear priority where to start and where we're heading. So, one approach is, for example, you complete this task and close it within that time block. You can then go back to your list, identify the next most important task, and assign a new time block for it. You can schedule it either right away or set it for after lunch and then move on to complete it. Or of course you can, for example, pick 2 or 3 tasks and immediately schedule time blocks for them. the first, second, and third tasks. These are your time blocks, and then when you have a pile of miscellaneous stuff, you can take care of it. A final block for the final tasks, but at the beginning, I suggest you try exactly this approach, where you have one important task that you are guaranteed to complete, which will give you that 20 for 80. 20% of the work, 80% of the result. That's how we work with the to-do list, friends. Now let's move on to the very last part, the system. It's all simple there. Now, friends, we already know the system, what, when, and the alarm clock. It's very important to turn this into a system. Friends, if it's not in the system, it won't become a consistent part of your life. What does that mean? Write out your to-do list for tomorrow. In the evening, highlight one main task and set aside a time block for it. Next, when you decide on the time when you'll write this list, you need to test it out. Some people find it more convenient to do it during work hours, say from 17:40 to 18 o'clock. While for others, it's more comfortable at, say, 20:30 or 21 o'clock. It's different for everyone. Test it individually, but set this starting time and mark it with an alarm so that without fail, it gets done. Friends, in this way, we have a system for our to-do list, for our daily plan to make sure that every day we complete the tasks that move our lives forward as much as possible in the direction of our dreams. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to share your thoughts and insights in the comments. Let's implement, apply, and we see the results. Friends, let's move forward, keep working, and see you in the next lesson. Let's go.